Welcome to the rankings heading into the 2022 Supercross season. Zach Osborne at number 20. Reason being is he's a lot better rider than being ranked 20, but he's coming in off a bad back injury, one that probably won't heal in time. I'd look for him to kind of okie dokie around there. Hopefully it gets better, but I just don't think it will. So I have him ranked at number 20. Number 19, Brandon Hartrath. Brandon Hartrath got a lot of experience last year. It was his first year on a 450. He did really well and kind of felt like he finally belonged, but he's on the Suzuki and that's just tough to compete against those other bikes. And speaking of Suzuki, they've added Justin Bogle at number 18. Justin Bogle won on the Suzuki a few years ago, but bikes have come a long way since then and they really haven't changed. The Suzuki hasn't. He's super talented, but his head injuries have been, and this is where it all started back at Monster Cup. He hit his head and it's just nasty. He rolls back down unconscious. Then he has it happen again at Phoenix. He's had probably 3 or 4 major head injuries. He just doesn't look like the same guy to me. It's sad, it sucks because he's so talented, but maybe it's time to do some other stuff. Alex Martin. Now, I put him ahead of his teammate Phil Nicoletti because he's going to get a lot of hole shots. I mean, he looks like he stole his dad's 450 and it's going to come off the line good. A lot of LCQ hole shots is going to get him in a lot of mains and enough points to get him top 20. I'm saying 17. And I'm just glad to see the Club MX team grow like this. They're badass. And how funny. They better film this with Phil Nicoletti and Alex Martin. It's going to be some funny stuff. D. Wilson, number 16. The reason I go all the way down at 16 is just the field is so deep. And Grandpa Earl and his personality, I want him to do better, but he just didn't show me anything to think that he could. Even when he was healthy earlier in the year, he was still getting lapped by ROCZEN and WEBB. So, D. Wilson, I hope he makes a lot of money and gets out at 16. Max ANSTIE. He was very, very critical of the HEP Suzuki and put some pressure on himself to do well on the KTM and with the Rocky Mountain and their new team. You know, this is the same team that supposedly didn't pay Blake Baggett, but they've got a new owner, new majority owner, and hopefully things go well over there. Number 14, same team with Joey SAVATGY. Joey SAVATGY is uber talented. He signed with Kawasaki, did really well. Kawasaki, and then he went to JGR, shattered his heel. It was all bad over there, and he just hasn't rebounded to what we saw that rookie year. We saw some flashes, and if he can get back to that, that'd be awesome, but I don't know, it's tough right now. There's a lot of good guys. Shane McElrath, he's in a similar situation. He was injured all of last year. He's coming off a very, very successful lights career. Didn't get a championship, but he won a lot of races. He's established himself as a Supercross specialist, even though he has one outdoors. Supercross is his specialty, and I don't know, it's shit or get off the pot time. He's going to have to do something with this new bike. Malcolm Stewart on your Husqvarna with Alden Baker. This will be interesting. A lot of people are curious as to how this is going to work out. Malcolm's been good, but I don't think you're going to see much better than what you saw last year or with MCR, because he did a lot of training when he was with the MCR team. He was fit, in shape, and yeah, I don't know. I would expect Malcolm to be about the same. Aaron Plessinger on the Red Bull KTM. God, I hope he does good. I hope they don't ruin him over there at the Baker factory and take away his personality. I think it's going to be a move backwards off the Star Yamaha. I mean, the Star Yamaha was so good last year, and to have to change again, I don't know that that's the best change. Adam Cianciarulo. He could easily be way more than a number 9 guy. Really worried about his arm. That nerve, if it's healed, he's going to be in the top 3, top 5. If it's not, I don't know what's going to happen with him. This will be the 3rd year where he's having hand issues if that isn't fixed. So we'll have to see. That's why I got him at number 9. Jason Anderson, number 8, because he looks fresh on that new Kawasaki. And unlike Aaron Plessinger, I think this change was much needed. He just needed something fresh. He just needed a new change of pace. Is the bike better? No, but he gets to stay out in California, he gets to be Jason Anderson, he's going to contend on some nights. I don't expect to see a championship, but you're going to see some really good flashes out of him and probably a few podiums. depending on Adam's health, he may be the #1 guy in Kawasaki. Marvin MUSQUIN. Okay, now this one, you'd probably think I'd have him further back, but he's Supercross only. He's got to go out there and prove what he can do. So if he goes out there and proves what he can do, he'll get another ride. And I just don't think he's done yet. And this is a guy that won a lot of races. He's been second in the series a couple times. He's challenged Eli, he's challenged Dungey, he's challenged all these top guys. He's done some, people forget how good of a career and how many races this guy's actually won. And that's why I have him where I have him. He's got a lot to prove. You know, he's the forgotten guy in that KTM team. Justin BARCIA on the gas, the lone gas factory rider. Well, let's just say he's going to win early. He's won the season opener 3 years in a row. Will he make it a 4th? I don't know, but he's going to be tough. He's always fast early in the season, and just kind of, I don't know what happens towards the end of the season, but he just isn't quite as good. So those results will get him up there in the top 5, top 6. So, Chase Sexton, lots of changes in the offseason, including his hair. He is no longer training with James Stewart. He is no longer working with Dungey's brother. What's going on with him? I don't know. Is he going to come out really good? Is he going to come out and is he going to win like last year? Go like last year and almost win? This right here, Houston, changed everything. Had he not crashed this race, he likely would have won. And who knows, you know, how momentum is. After this, he had to sit out a bunch of rounds. He still almost won a couple races. But this changed everything. Are we going to see this? Or are we going to see a mediocre sophomore season? Ken ROCZEN. He's number 4, or he's number 1. It depends on the day. It depends on how he's feeling. It depends on a lot of different conditions. He's never been the same guy since that broken arm. He's won races, which honestly, if he quits right now, this is a success story. Absolutely. This is a win. This is one of the greatest comebacks ever. But I just don't think he's ever going to get that championship, and I think this is probably the last year you'll see him on the top contender. Dylan Ferrandis, fresh off the outdoor title. How do you not put him up here? The guy just looked like a savage out there. He was so good outdoors, and he might have been good indoors except for this crash. So we'll have to see where he ends up. I think he's going to be right in the mix. I mean, he's fun. He's a fun guy to watch. He's going to ruffle some feathers, and he's here to race dirt bikes. That's it. Number 2, Eli Tomac. We all know Eli Tomac is a bad dude when his head's in it. When he wants to, he can flat fucking fly. When he doesn't, he'll finish 9th or 6th or whatever he decides to finish that night. Eli is the most up and down rider in the history of the sport for no reason other than his head. Cooper Webb, how do you not put him as number 1? He's the defending champion. He loves Supercross, he's dedicated to Supercross, but this is a big year because he's left the Alton Baker program. He's doing it on his own. He's hired Michael Byrne to work with him solely. So we'll have to see. If he can't back it up, everyone's going to say, oh, see, he left Alton. It's a very, very important year for your defending champion. And that's your Supercross Top 20.